Who's your pick for matchup Monday?
Do what?
Who's your pick? Would you like to give me a one-sentence explanation, and I'll put this up on the site? So
not even Kyler Murray can break through one of the state's most legendary defenses.
Beauty. All right, it's live on the site.
Nice. It's 573
480
Mhm.
7716. All right, we're good. Five seconds.
Yes, y'all! It is DCTF Live, the internet show that taught you the meaning of life. And that meaning is to watch internet shows about football. My name is Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. I am only one half of this show, The other half of the show is sitting about 8 feet across from me. His name is Max Thompson.
I don't know if I would qualify as half. I'm going to say 40%. I'm going to say 60-40. This is 60% you.
All right, cool. All right, I'll take
Yeah.
it. All right,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll take 3.
Right.
I'll take 3/5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Today is Monday, February 29th, 2016, Leap Day.
Woo.
How about that?
How you celebrating Leap Day?
I'm not.
Well,
I'm working. I'm working.
it's-
I'm working for free.
It's such a rare occasion. How could you not celebrate?
I'm working for free.
Okay.
If you think about it, we kind of are today, right?
Technically.
Yeah.
If this day doesn't technically exist.
Episode 83. 83, the number of batters that Luis Alberto Bonilla faced for the Rangers in 2014. A little bit later, 12:15, we're going to be joined by the new head coach of the Texas Wesleyan football team. That is Joe Prud'homme. And if you don't know about the Texas Wesleyan football team, that's okay, because they have gone on a 75-year hiatus, and they are coming back, and they have gotten themselves one heck of a coach out there, one of the legendary private school coaches in the state. Joe Prud'homme is going to be joining us.
75 years is a long time.
It is. They have been. It's a long time coming, but the Rams are coming back in 2017. Interested in talking to Coach Prud'homme about that. Here in a minute, we're going to discuss a very terse subject.
Terse?
Yeah. Matchup Monday.
Oh. Is that terse?
Yeah. I think this one is.
Well, this one will be tough.
2013 Allen against 2015 Katie.
I think people are going to be a little fired up
I
about
think this
one.
one is going to get a little bit terse. So that's going to come up. Did you watch the Oscars?
Ish.
I watched. I got back from San Diego last night. Didn't get home until about 9:30, and so I caught the last hour or
Okay.
so. I'm not an award show guy.
Sure.
I
I think they're pretty stupid.
think they're
I
pretty
think giving
silly.
awards for art is a bit strange.
Yeah, it kind of goes against the whole idea of art, really, which is that you do it to improve the world. You do it to kind of for the self-satisfaction, not for the adoration of others.
I mean, you're putting me to sleep.
if you'd
they're
like to
doing
give
that,
us
but-
an award, though, we are happy.
We will take all the awards. This is
acceptable.
art, but we will take awards. Yes.
Did you watch the Best Picture went to Spotlight, which, from what I understand, was an upset. From those in the know, Spotlight winning
I don't
Best
know.
Picture.
Here's
was an
I haven't
upset.
seen Spotlight, but I saw Revenant, and if Revenant had won, that'd have been stupid.
You didn't like Revenant?
It was fine. It's not. It's an artistic piece. I enjoyed watching it. It is not the best picture.
So I saw. Let's see. I saw The Martian, which was awesome. I
Awesome.
loved The
Yeah.
Martian.
But I feel like if Martian had won, it'd been a lot like when Argo won.
Yeah,
Like it's a really good, fun
real
movie.
popcorn movie.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
A lot of fun. I also saw The Big Short, which I really liked.
Really liked.
I
but
really
again, not
liked-
best picture.
Yeah. And then the only one that I'll say, I haven't seen the movie, but Room
Right.
is
You read
one.
the book.
It is an. Oh my gosh! Seriously, don't go see the movie. Go read the book. The book is really, really good. I really enjoyed Room. The book, I'm sure the movie's fantastic. Obviously, Brie Larson won Best Actress, so she obviously did something right. I thought Chris Rock had moments. I thought he was
Sure.
pretty funny.
Sure.
Obviously, the big talking point the whole night was that there were no black or really minority
Hashtag Oscars
candidates.
so white.
Oscars so white. I think maybe he rode that joke pony a little too far, but
it was ridden hard.
he went back to the
Yes.
well often. But listen, when you bring in Chris Rock and there is that topic, he's going to go after it.
Right.
And I thought that he had moments where he was really funny. Leonardo DiCaprio wins his Oscar. My wife was really excited about that because she was like, I loved him on Growing Pains.
Sure.
And so she felt like this connection to him. So she was very happy.
But again, felt more like a career achievement
Yeah.
award than an actual.
Yeah, and then the old Italian guy who won the best score. Apparently this is like his 6th nomination. He's 83.
Ennio Morricone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. Well, as someone who loves the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, sure.
Again,
Which he was not
well-deserved.
nominated for.
I know.
Which is kind of crazy. Overall, the Oscars are the Oscars. There are people who really get into it. I like movies. I think I just don't like movies enough, to really care about who wins these awards. So
Sure.
it's just me.
Okay.
Also, nice little run here for what's the guy who was in Birdman?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Back-to-back Best Pictures.
Right.
Pretty nice little run he's on. And same with that Alejandro Iñárritu. Yeah. So the Oscars came and went. I don't know.
Sure.
Didn't really move the needle for me. So let's get going. We're DCTF Live. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. And we have a website. So Matchup Monday is back with a vengeance. It's worth bringing up that we've gone. This is our third Matchup Monday where we're pitting all-time legendary teams in Texas against one another to say who would come out on top in a hypothetical matchup. In week 1, we had 2000 Midland Lee against 1996 Austin Westlake, and the votes are in, and they went with 2000 Midland Lee. That's the Cedric Benson team. Last week, 1970 Austin Reagan against 1973 John Tyler. They went with Cujo, 73 Cujo. And this week, we're going more modern. This is the most modern one. The 2015, that's last year.
Just now.
Yeah. Katy Tigers against the 2013 Allen Eagles.
Where to begin?
There's a lot to unpack here. We'll start with the more recent team, which is 2015 Katy. And this is, first of all, this is a Katy team that was playing in its 4th consecutive title game. They had gone 1-3 against Cedar Hill, and I think they were really happy to see anybody except Cedar Hill in the title game. 1-2, I'm sorry, 1-2. 1-2 against Cedar Hill. They were happy to see anybody besides Cedar Hill. But I'll tell you, I think they would have beaten anybody at that point. I think that, and we've talked about it on this show, I think that Katy this past year was the best team in the state. Yeah. There's only one other team that I would consider to be on their level, on a pound-for-pound level, and that's the Canadian squad. But from a just dominant standpoint, 2015 Katy, one of the most dominant programs or teams we've seen in quite a while. Yeah. And it comes back to, it all starts with the defense. And that defense is ferocious.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
That team was amazing.
They gave up 62 points all year. And it's not like they were playing some patsy schedule.
Sure.
They ran through giants.
Yes.
They ran through they ran through Lake Travis in the title game, but then you look at their run all the way up to the title game. They destroyed a really good Cibolo Steel team. I mean, all the way through the playoffs, through their non-district schedule, they were a relentless force. And everywhere you looked, it's funny, when we were talking about the all-state teams last week, we kind of ran through that. I think they went with Patty Fisher, the Defensive Player of the Year. Is that right? No, they went with Colin Wilder?
Yes.
Colin Wilder. Here's the thing. You could have picked like 9 different guys on that defense, and I would have gone, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That defense was absolutely loaded in such a way that everywhere you looked, if you looked on the defensive line, you looked at the linebacker core, you look at the secondary, they were just relentless. 62 points all year is absurd.
Pretty good.
So, and the thing to remember, the offense wasn't bad either.
No.
Offense was really good. You have a 3-year starter at quarterback. You've got, in Garrett Doran, you've got fantastic running game. Yep. Kyle Porter's the headliner. They had a freshman in DeAndre Glass who really came along late.
It's just absurdly
And
good.
they just went 3-4 deep on the running game. The offensive line was dominant. Yeah. I mean, this Katy team was the total package. We're going to pay a lot of attention to the defense, and that's the part that'll probably be etched in the plates, you know, whenever we all die in some giant explosion. But we'll etch those in plates about the defense. But this whole team was outstanding. And when you talk about a well-coached team as well, you know, what Gary Joseph did, obviously, fantastic. Yeah. So that's Katy.
Yeah.
2015 Katy, amazing.
Yeah.
2013 Allen, okay? You kind of like when we were talking about that first one with 2000 Midland Lee and 1996 Austin Westlake. This is a team with headliners, okay? And not much like the 73 John Tyler team. This is a team with a headliner. Yep. And that headliner is Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray has a real argument, much like we were talking about with Earl Campbell, and much like we were talking about with Cedric Benson. Kyler Murray has a real argument to the title of greatest player in Texas high school football history. Yeah. What he did in 2013, his junior year, I would say was the best of his year, best of his 3 championship.
A lot because
seasons.
of the pieces around him.
Sure. I think that he was fantastic his junior year. His senior year, he was obviously fantastic as well. I mean, he won 42 straight games. I mean, he went 42-0 as a starter. But I would say that Kyler Murray really went to another level in his junior year.
Yeah.
Not to mention that he had quite a defense around him. Okay, the defense, the Allen defense, that's one of the things that during that year, during that Allen run of 2012 to 2014 with Kyler Murray, everyone talked about Kyler. And understandably so. He's dazzling.
Right.
But the part that I would always tell people when they were watching him, when they were watching those Allen teams, is pay attention to those defenses.
Yeah.
Because those defenses were really good in their own right. Okay, Christian Sam, Tay Evans, 2 of the best linebackers in the state that year. Chad Adams, Mayomi Olutu in the secondary. They had a big offensive line with Bobby Evans and Cody Wheeler, not to mention a little guy named Greg Little up there, kind of waiting in the wings to be the next big thing. They had a big wide receiver in Jalen Guyton, who was their top target. This was an elite squad and a team that, to me, transcended just being this quarterback team.
Right.
Like, if you go back and you look at that 96 Austin Westlake team, if you want to make the argument, it's like, oh, it's Drew Brees and then everyone else, I think that's a little short-sighted, but you could.
Right.
I don't think you could do that with 2013 Allen. I think that Allen was the complete team that just so happened to have this dude who may be the best player in Texas high school football history. So when you pit this 2015 Allen team against this 2013 Katy team, you look at matchups, and the headliner matchup is obviously going to be Kyler Murray against the Katy defense. But I think the other side might be even more fun. Yeah. That you have this Katy offense, this grinding run game that just pounds you into dust. Kyle Porter and DeAndre Glass and all these guys against a really underrated, underappreciated 2013 Allen defense. I think that may be a stalemate. The 2013 Allen defense against the Katy offense may be a stalemate. Who am I going with? I can't pick against that Katy defense. It sounds crazy because you're going up against a guy who went 42-0 as a starter, but this 2015 Katy defense answered every call and answered every call emphatically.
Yeah, and the thing that we always have to point out, too, is we went into that with a lot of the Houston people telling us how great this Katy team was, and we never doubt how good Katy teams are, but I think we were blown away by just the speed and the dominance of that defense, and I've never seen anything like that, and that's why I went with Katy.
I'm going with Katy. I think the 2015 Katy team would beat the 2013 Allen team. I don't think it's close because you've obviously got the dude who can put on the cape, right? You've got Kyler Murray, and at any point he could be. Right. He's the best player on the field.
You do think it's close?
I think it's very close.
Right. Okay.
I think it's very close. But I think that Katy defense is going to go down in Texas high school football lore as one of the all-time greats.
I think it's going to be up there with teams like Dangerfield, just these great defenses that you'll always remember. Dallas Carter.
Even as transcendent as Kyler Murray is, I think that defense finds a way to stop him.
Yep.
Or at least slow him down. Not stop him. You can't stop him. But
I think I'm right there with you.
That's where I am. So what do you think? The voting is now open on TexasFootball.com for our Matchup Monday pitting the 2015 Katy Tigers against the 2013 Allen Eagles. Let us know what you think. So we are DCTF Live. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Couple things to plug real quick. South by Southwest, we're going to be down there Sunday, March 13th. It'll be 6:30 p.m. at the Ginger Man on Locust. We're teaming up with Blogs with Balls and Fansided and Transition Sports Entertainment. Bunch of big-time guests. A lot of big-time guests. So stop by, say hi, watch Selection Sunday with us, and then we're going to do an episode of DCTF Live there with big-time guests. Too big to name right now. So make sure you do that. So that's it. Do we have anything else? Oh, yeah! So there is a new football program we've talked about on this show, how there's not enough football teams in the state of Texas. There just simply isn't. And so we're so happy to get back Texas Wesleyan after a 75-year hiatus. The Rams are back. They are going to launch their football program in 2017, and they've got one heck of a coach at the helm. We are so pleased to be joined by the new head coach of the Texas Wesleyan Rams. It is Coach Joe Prud'homme. Coach, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thanks for having me on. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, and I imagine I heard that today is your first day at the new job. How's it been so far around the office?
It's been wild. I tell you what. Last week we had the press conference, and next thing I know, I had 25 resumes on my phone by the end of the press conference wanting jobs, and people that really wanted to get on board and get involved with Ram football. And I tell you what, it's to be in this area with this kind of talent all around you, and a program on the rise back, and a school on the rise, and it's just it's been a little bit overwhelming, actually.
You're a guy who's won everywhere you've been. Obviously, at Fort Worth, Nolan leading the Vikings to 7 TAPS state championships. For you, what was the mindset behind the move now, moving from Nolan over to Wesleyan?
Well, the opportunity here to me was just it was so appealing to build a program from the bottom up with a school that right here close to us. I know the whole area really, really well. I felt like I had left Nolan in a good shape. You got the new stadium built and did lots of things with them, and it was just kind of a natural progression for me. I was ready for something kind of fresh, something kind of new, and it couldn't have got any newer than this. And I was just it just hit me to build it from the bottom up, to set all the traditions in place, and to get it to where it can be something that the whole community is proud of. I couldn't stand it. I just had to really pursue it.
And you guys will be start playing in 2017. So you've got some time to build the program, as you said, from the bottom up. I guess with a task that over what seems like so overwhelming, where do you start? What's the first step in getting Texas Wesleyan back?
I think the first thing you got to do is get your coaching staff in place. We have to get the kids in place. We're building right now a leadership class that's going to happen next fall, and that team will be training, and that'll be the foundation of the program. We're looking for 75 kids and maybe more. I think we've had over like 180 something that have already, showed interest and filled out questionnaires and got it all in within the last week and a half, 2 weeks, and get that foundation in place. But get the coaching staff, get the philosophies together so we're all in sync, so that when we hit it in 17, we're on the ground and running, and not hopefully stumbling around, but really come in and be real competitive.
For you, how important was it to go to a program in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? We talk so much to folks around the DFW area about how there's such talent around here. For you, being a guy who's had a lot of success in this area, how important was it for you to kind of stay close to what's been home?
Well, that was it. It had to be home. It had to be close to home. I wouldn't have moved otherwise. To do something here in the Metroplex and local is this is where my heart is. This is where my home is, and I will stay in the Metroplex. I've had my wife has a veterinary clinic down in Mansfield, so she's kind of a big boss in that area too. So, but no, to stay in the area where all my contacts are, and all the people that I know, and just the talent that's here, and the excitement and love for football in this area is just. I'm not going to leave it. That was a big, big part of the decision.
Max, you've got 2 dogs if you want to go and check the...
That's not too far from where I live
yeah,
either.
Exactly,
so I may they need a teeth cleaning soon, so I'll stay on the line with Coach after this.
You need to do it right now because they got dental cleaning month in February, and you're on the last day.
Okay.
So.
Right.
But she'll take care of you. She will
Good
take care of you.
Good to know.
We're talking with Joe Prud'homme, the new coach of the Texas Wesleyan Rams here on DCTF Live. Get involved in the conversation at #DCTF Live. Coach, you're building from the bottom up. You said you want to get 75 players into the program. What's the selling point? When you're going and talking to a recruit, you don't have a lot of history to lean on. Obviously, back in the last game was in 1941. What do you tell these kids about coming to convince them to come to Texas Wesleyan?
Well, what I want them to consider is, do you want to be a part of history? I mean, when you're going to go somewhere, you can join up and you can kind of be part of the program, and you're there. But do you want to really write history? Coming in here, you will. You'll be on the ground floor of helping set the traditions. You'll be setting a new tone for a university that is extremely excited to have football. And I'm looking for kids that are really good students first, and athletes. And a lot of people make that comparison, that mistake, that if they're a good student, then they're not really an athlete. Well, J.J. Watt was a pretty good student. Some of those other guys are pretty good students, and that's kind of what I'm looking for: is somebody that's serious in the classroom, serious about their football. and really want to build something for themselves and build a memory. And if that's in your mind, then this is a great place for it. And the other thing is, I get so tired of hearing kids, and it breaks my heart when I talk to them. They say, now I watch them play, and they're just outstanding football players. And I'll see them after the season at a track meet or something, and I'll ask them, so where are you going to go to school? Well, Coach, I don't really know where I'm going to go. I don't have many offers. I said, why not? Because I'm 5'11", I'm not 6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then I'll ask another one, and he'll say, well, Coach, I ran a 4.53. I didn't get a below 4.5, so I don't have anywhere to go. If those kids have a chip on their shoulder and those kids really want to prove something, what a great place to do it.
Well,
what a great place to do it at Texas Wesleyan.
And it's so funny that you mentioned that, because we've had this conversation on this program about how it kind of drives us nuts, the kind of arbitrary endpoints we have measuring recruits on. Some of these great players who are maybe an inch too short, or maybe a half a tenth a second too slow, or something like that. I imagine that you could take them and put them to good use for the Rams.
Oh, they'd be great for us. That's exactly what I want, because those are the guys that have a football motor and a football mind, and they want to prove something. They kind of have that chip on their shoulder, like I said, and I've seen so many great ones like that, and it just drives me nuts, because I watched them just wreck shop on kids that are D1 kids, and I'm like, well, why aren't they playing? Well, you know what? I'm going to get a chance to find out, because I'm going to go after those kids. Those are the ones that I want.
We're talking with Joe Prud'homme, the new coach of the Texas Wesleyan Rams, here on DCTF Live. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag DCTF Live. You won't start play until 2017. So this is when was the last time you went a year without coaching a game?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I got into private business in 97, 98, so I guess 98 was the last time.
Jeez.
And I had just a hard fall, man. The autumn was not fun. Watching everybody do what they do, and I was in private business. I was making good money, but boy, I hated it. I really hated it, because it just wasn't. You go sell a big deal, and everybody around the office celebrate for about 15, 20 minutes, and then next thing you know, you're right back at it. There was no camaraderie element that you have in football, and nothing brings a community better, I don't think, than a great football program, and everybody gets involved and everybody gets excited.
What's going to be the biggest challenge for you transitioning from the high school to college game?
To figure out the levels. I see kids that I think are great, and they may not be great at NAIA Division I. That's the one thing I got to figure out. And the other thing is just getting my coaching staff in place and making that adjustment, because at this level, I think the coaching is outstanding from what I've seen and from what I've observed, but I haven't had a chance to really research. And I'm a research guy. I like to get in there and do a lot of studying of film, a lot of studying of people, what makes them tick. And I just need a little bit more time to get that in place. But, I've got some time in that aspect, and that's a big advantage, because they said you're going to do this next year. I might have been a little bit leery of it, because I don't know if we could have put a team together that had been something everybody would have been proud of.
You're a year and a half away from relaunching the program at Texas Wesleyan. For the Rams fans out there who are already geeked up and really excited to see your football program, what can you tell them? What kind of football can they expect from Texas Wesleyan?
They can expect a team that's going to be tough-minded, that plays smart, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, won't beat itself, and will fight you to the very end. We don't really shy down from anybody. It doesn't matter who we play. It doesn't matter what people say is going to happen. You're going to have to beat us on the field. We're going to have a team that doesn't beat themselves, and we're going to be an exciting team. We're going to be a team that, when you watch them, we'll do some things that other schools and programs may not, with regards to special teams and things of that nature.
He is Joe Prud'homme. He is the new coach of the Texas Wesleyan Rams, who will start play in 2017. But he's got a couple things to do between now and then. So, Coach Prud'homme,
yes,
thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the new gig, and best of luck in the next year and a half. And we're looking forward to seeing you on the field in 2017.
Hey, I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
There he goes, Joe Prud'homme, the new head coach of the Texas Wesleyan Rams. I will admit something, and I'm not proud of this.
Uh-oh.
I had to look up what their mascot was.
Oh, the Rams.
They haven't played since 1941.
Well,
okay,
who could fault you for that?
That was
okay.
45 years before I was born.
Yeah.
But it's exciting, and over there in Fort Worth, obviously you see when you go to Fort Worth during TCU, when TCU is playing, you can tell That's a football crazy city, and they have. I think that one of the things that TCU's done a really good job of is marketing TCU as Fort Worth's team.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, this is the team of Fort Worth. If you love Fort Worth, then you should love the Frogs.
Yeah.
And I think there's a great opportunity for Texas Wesleyan to do that same thing and to capitalize on what's a really football crazy city that's looking for, football to go watch on Saturday. Yeah. And it's the smaller school level. You know, it's NAIA. They're going to be playing in the Central States Football League with which was when the Sooner Athletic Conference and the Red River Athletic Conference kind of merged. So they're playing teams from Arizona Christian all the way to Southwestern Assemblies of God and Waxahachie and Leon College in Batesville, Arkansas. So they're playing smaller school football. But I think that they've got an opportunity, especially with a guy who has local ties like that, to really strike when the iron's hot and get a lot of really talented, really fun football players.
If they're looking for an easy win on the schedule, might I offer up one Avila University?
Oh,
another NAIA Division I school
and
that happens to be.
And you're a proud Avila.
My alma mater. I wouldn't call it proud. Proud is not the word I would use.
What's their mascot?
The Eagles.
Lame.
It's really
the Rams.
lame.
Rams is intimidating.
Rams is good, and like I said, if they want an easy win, by all means, schedule the Avila Eagles.
Well, they are going. I'll tell you, he's got his work cut out for him. Building a program is not, especially at the lower levels at NAIA. People think about UTSA. Yeah. UTSA launched at the FBS level, right? Yeah. That is a huge challenge, obviously, but at the same time, when you're able to walk into a kid's living room and say, "Hey, do you want to play FBS football in San Antonio?" Mm-hmm. There's a selling point there. Yeah. Coach Prud'homme, and you could tell in talking with him, he knows exactly where his bread is buttered. He knows that he's going to get the guys who are maybe an inch too short, or who are maybe a half a tenth of a second too slow, or who are maybe haven't filled out their frame quite yet. Guys who can still play, and it drives us nuts whenever we see guys who are incredible football players. The guy I keep coming back to is Cedar Park linebacker Thomas Hutchings a couple of years ago. I remember having a conversation with Randy Rogers, our recruiting guru, and at the state title games, and he was everywhere in that title game. Yeah. He was just flying around, making plays all over the field, offense, defense, everything. Right. And I said to Randy, I was like, why isn't he getting recruited? And I kind of answered my own question. Oh, he doesn't have grades or anything. And Randy goes, no, he's top 10 in his class. Yeah. He's top 10 in his class. I go, well, then why isn't he getting recruited by every school in the nation? Yeah. Oh, because he's an inch too short. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Give me a team full of Thomas Hutchingses, and I'll go win a title. Yeah. That guy, if you can play football, you can play football. And Joe Prud'homme is a guy who has been able to find that at Fort Worth Nolan, and now he's going to be able to transition that into Texas Wesleyan. And he's got a great recruiting base. North Texas, we want to do it. When you talk to Seth Luttrell, when you talk to Chad Morris, who we've had both those guys on the show, they say, listen, we don't need to go anywhere else. No. We've got such a talent pool here in the DFW area. So very exciting to have a new program in the state. New-ish, rebooted program. Yeah. Texas Wesleyan launching football in 2017. Thanks so much to Coach Joe Prud'homme for hopping on with us. And thank you for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Vince Young, please come get your Player of the Year trophy. And we will see you tomorrow on DCTF Live.